Well, hello there. Good to see you again. Welcome back to Minor League Esports presented by APM Music. Once again, I am your happy-go-lucky hooligan host, Captain Ahsoka, joined in the booth none other but Delta.
I'm glad to be here. We just saw a great series between the Shadow and Bears. Bears taking that one 4-1 over in the Master League, but now we're moving down to the Foundation League here for our second series on the day. The Wolves and Foxes trying to start things off right.
Yeah, and I'm honestly going to be looking out on this one because I love watching the Foundation League because you never know who you're going to see and who you're going to see show up next season, because when you're here in the Foundation League, you see a lot of progress happen. You see a lot of learning occur, and it's just another thing that I love about MLE is that we have people of all skill levels being able to come into play to get better, to practice, and to really come together as a community and actually form these teams. So I'm really going to be looking out in the Foundation League just to see, maybe we'll see some of these people in the future even in a higher league. But one person in particular that I want to look out for is Captain Romeo, because as a fellow captain myself, we need to make sure that we're supporting each other out there. So Romeo, don't let me down.
Do not let this captain down. You do not want to disappoint him. But both these teams, I mean, this is the Foundation. These are really, this is about, development, getting up to those higher leagues. These players, maybe they won't have the same mechanics, probably won't have the same mechanics what we were seeing earlier in that Master League matchup, but we are still going to be seeing some great Rocket League, and you don't need the fancy mechanics to win. There's still a lot of that same fundamentals and those same things we were talking about earlier about, ensuring that you're not giving up on plays, keeping at it, working together as a team, and making sure that you wind up being that victor.
Yep, well, guess what? We're about to find out who the victor will be as we have 5 minutes on the clock, and game number 1 is underway, and already Captain Romeo out into the corner, and a shot on by Psych Demon, but it's going to be Injurdan that's going to send this one right back, and who else but Captain Romeo is going to take off and score the first goal of the match and of the series.
Definitely making you happy there. Just a great shot high, testing the defense. Rua just not able to get up quick enough for that.
And I just love the play style that they just did, turning their defense into offense, because Injurdan got a save and an assist off of the same play. Injurdan was in net just getting a routine save, but sent that one flying upfield, enough for Captain Romeo to come up clutch and to send that one right back where it came from, putting that one into the net and getting the first goal early.
Getting that fast start and getting that fast transition working, it's really one of the best ways to really catch that defense off guard, to get those opportunities, is that quick transition, quickly turn defense into offense, and that is not an easy thing to do, and already we're seeing it here from the Wolves, that ability to turn a save into a pass into a goal.
Yep, and here we go again. Injurdan putting up the long ball, going all the way downtown, and can we get a bucket? What would we even say for this? Kobe, I don't know what. This is literally from one goal all the way down to the next. That was just a beautiful jump shot. What else do you call that?
Curry range? Is that what the kids are saying?
Who knows? Regardless, whatever you call it, I call it another goal, and a 2-0 lead now for the Wolves. Absolutely fantastic. They are starting off blazing, but now what we want to see is a return by the Foxes. Still plenty of time left to go in game number 1, and now it's going to be the big dog. Going to send this one up to Johnny into the middle, but the pass play will unfold as Psych Demon gets the clutch save right off the sidebar there, and now Ingerdan is going to be putting this one out into the corner as Rua is going to meet up against Johnny. Now Johnny trying to get a little bit of control there, but instead is finding opposition. Now Captain Romeo will put this one down towards the mid, leaving it in the danger as a 50-50 between Johnny and Psych Demon. We'll leave this one up for Ingerdan, who puts this one down and makes it 3-0 in favor of the Wolves.
And just continuing pressure and everything. All 3 of these goals have come off assists. It's been this just great team play, great passing play from the Wolves. We haven't seen anything from the Foxes, but we haven't really got that chance. They've only had a single shot. They've really forced back. They haven't had the pressure. They haven't had the opportunities that the Wolves have had.
Well, once again, it's game number one. I expected this going in. One, or at least one, if not both of the teams are going to be, kind of like a little bit cold, a little icy, maybe a little bit nervous because, for some of these players, maybe it's their first time being streamed. You never know. So, of course, game number one might be a little bit slow at first. Maybe one team will show a little bit more presence than the other. But as the series goes on, I think we're going to see a much closer scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, the stream nerves, the early season nerves, that is not something that you can just ignore. There is such a large mental aspect to this game as well, and especially in a league play format like this, and in a stream match especially. And that's one of the things, especially in the Foundation League you're talking about. These players are likely less used to this kind of situation, to this kind of pressure, and earlier on it does seem like you get some of these players who will, kind of, at least earlier on, fall to this pressure and really struggle with it, while others will use it to rise to the occasion.
And let's see if they will, as now over into the side. A nice back pass to Rua, as this one's going to go up high, leaving an opportunity to get this one right back down to Psych Demon, getting one past Captain Romeo. And a nice little banger of a bump from the big dog onto the goalie there, as this one goes out to the side for Rua again. But Captain Romeo was able to get there first. And now Psych Demon with a blazing 50-50 finds the waterfall, but also finds Ingerdan.
Right now, I mean, still just a single shot for the Foxes. We really need to be seeing them trying to push this more, trying to win these midfield battles, and really starting to work this transition game. They have not been able to have the success on transition that we've seen for the Wolves. They really struggle to get past midfield. They struggle when they do have it. When they get to there, they struggle to get it back. We need to see these change as we get forward into the series. It means only game one. It is still early, but those are the things that you need to focus on. It's about adaptability in the series format, and those are the things where we need to see them adapt.
Yeah, it's just, to me, it kind of seems like the Foxes are a little bit hesitant. They want to play safe. They don't want to risk too much, which it's fair. You don't want to play silly and make a goofy mistake. But with that being said, in order to get the biscuit, you gotta risk it. High risk, high reward. Take some chances and make the plays happen as they try and get the counterattack. But it was stopped just short. Now, it's going to be Johnny leaving this one up for Captain Romeo, as now we have both Captain Romeo and now Johnny, of course, going for the retreat. They had an opportunity there. I really thought Captain Romeo was going to lead up to a pass play, either to Ingerdan or Johnny, but it looked like both players opted out for the retreat in order to play defense, which I can't really be mad about because they're up 3 goals. They really don't need to score another one. At this point, you just really got to run the clock.
That's situational awareness. It is really kind of almost 2 different play styles necessary depending on the score, depending on the clock. Right now, they don't really have any. They can just play for time to run out, as they will wind up doing here. And the Wolves taking game 1 3-0.
Yeah, the Wolves take game number 1 in a spectacular fashion, and the stats tell the tale. Let's take a look here as we got 6 shots coming from the Wolves, making 3 of the goals. So they're shooting at 50%. Well done. Clap, clap. Golf may be. And we're going to look at the other side, and it was only 4 shots coming from the Foxes. With that being said, at least they're taking shots. It's not in a lot of these other scenarios where the shot count is literally one-sided. There was only 2 different shots in the shot count. It just all came about which were going to fall. Now, you want to know where the big difference maker here, where the shot count wasn't that widespread, but the difference was the assists. Every single goal came from a pass play from the Wolves. And if you've seen me cast Rocket League before, then you've heard the captain say that it's the pass plays that win the games. And that was definitely evident here in game number 1.
Yeah, you're saying about tripling. For most of the game, though, it was fairly one-sided. We saw for a large part of that game, the Foxes stuck on just a single shot. Towards the end, they were able to start to get things working. They were starting to get their shots. And that's what we need to see them then continue on to game number 2. They need to really work off of what went well later in that game, later in that first game, and use that now as the building blocks for success in game 2 if they want to try to turn things around, get into that win column.
And I think they will. I think they're going to start turning it around because, like you said, it was pretty one-sided towards, the early half of the match. But as we start to kind of like go towards the later half, we started to see a little bit of comeback from the Foxes. They were putting shots on net. They were putting shots on target. So maybe now they can start carrying that into game number 2. Maybe the Foxes are getting warmed up.
As game number 2 is upon us, Ruwa taking it to the front of the net, popped up high. Big Dog cannot find it, leaving instead for Psych Demon, but a nice clear out. Ruwa taken away, Johnny, off the side wall, follow up from Captain Romeo.
Now, this was just a nice high-speed play here. Ruwa, unfortunately, forced to go backwards on that one. Couldn't really get much of a recovery, and then just the speed. They were really just outsped on that one. Nothing too spectacular. That was just textbook Rocket League. Blaze that one off the backboard, and I'm coming in hot. And they were able to get the first goal with 19 seconds going. Another early strike coming from the Wolves.
But a mistake here, but no capitalization. An open chance, just not able to tuck it in and potentially one the other way, but the demo coming through, taking out that attacker.
And really, kind of low-key there for, Captain Romeo. What they were doing is that they were really setting the pick so that way the defender couldn't come in and save the ball or clear it away. They tried to buy a little bit of time for their teammates to come in and finish it out, but unfortunately, Captain Romeo was out there all alone. And now the counterattack is underway, met by Johnny, as this one's going to go off the backboard, nearly hitting the waterfall as Captain Romeo will continue the offensive, putting this one off the backboard and now up to the side for Ruwa, as it's going to be Ingerdan to put this one right back down. And now what we're seeing is a little bit of ping pong action and a tug of war, so to speak, but finally a breakaway now as the counterattack is going back towards the Fox half.
And we're starting to see a better job handling these, but a demo could lead to an open chance and just ping ponging the wrong way. Ruwa, long shot, no one back, tie game.
Now this was a beautiful shot. This was textbook. Just a nice line drive off the side wall. There's nothing wrong with a good solo play. If you have it, by all means take it. And that's what we're talking about. Not showing that hesitation. Not, kind of second guessing yourself. Like Ruwa went right up there knowing exactly what they were going to do. A nice little flip shot, was able to find the gap and see that the opposition was kind of out of position, and then just take advantage of it. That was just a beautiful play coming from Ruwa, and now tying it up at 1. Hopefully now inspiring the rest of the team to also not be so hesitant.
And that's really what's different. Game 1, they were hesitant. They hesitated on this. They need to, but now Johnny able to force that one through. Slow roll. No one able to get back in time.
Now, what would you call this? Was this like maybe a little bit of a mind game here? Because it looked like Johnny was playing to go up, but then the defender went down. So was this just like, kind of got away with that one, lucky maybe? Or was that actually a cold, calculated mind game? I'll let the viewers in chat decide as we continue, as this now approaches the 3-minute mark, 2-1 in favor of the Wolves. And here we go again. The pack is making the attack, going off the backboard, met again by Captain Romeo, going up nice and high. Here comes Johnny as they try and get the shot on, but it's cleared away by Ingerdan.
And on that one, I did want to give a shout out to the defense. We see Johnny was not able to get to that one soon enough. The defense really just sending that pick, really blocking out and just preventing Johnny from being able to quickly get up to that ball. And it's like plays like that, you always think the defense, you think about the saves, you think about the blocks. You don't think about the other side, the physical play, about just keeping your opponents in positions where they cannot take a shot.
Right, and it's also the continuation of the play as well, like not giving up on the play, not so quickly opting out for boosts when you should be staying on the ball. Make sure you finish the play through and make sure that you don't leave your teammates in an awkward position. But that 50-50 is going to do just that, unfortunate. Now, that one we really got to leave up to the people in the chat. Was this calculated or what? The 50-50. And then, of course, we see the blue trail there. So clearly it was a defender that had the last touch on that ball. But I don't know. We're going to leave that one up to the fans at home. But still, regardless, that's going to be 3-1 in favor of the Wolves right at 2 minutes.
And just, you know, that part of it is just the positioning on the defense. It's, yes, you don't expect that, but in Rocket League, always expect the unexpected. It's always smart to make sure at least you have someone who's in a position where they can get back if needed.
Yeah, any good amount of good defensive rotation will put you in the right position for almost anything. But when you just hate to see it when it unfolds like that. But now, as the Fox is now trying to get a goal of their own here, as this one's going to go off the backboard for Captain Romeo. Nice midfield touch coming up from Psych Demon. Puts this one down to Johnny. Johnny setting this one up really high as the big dog flies and misses, leaving Ingerdan open for a backboard touch, and the demo follow-up, leaving it for Romeo. Romeo with Outlaw Romeo. Romeo is in your net, 4-1.
And that's what you keep talking about, what we both keep talking about, is that follow-up. What do you do after you make your touch? And just the wherewithal, the heads-up play and the awareness to go for net, go for the goalie, open it up, and just left Captain Romeo with just the entire net to shoot at.
And now just under a minute, all momentum in favor of the Wolfpack here, as this is going to bounce right up to the corner, and Johnny is there and waiting, and now Ingerdan able to get past one defender, almost had the counterattack and an open net opportunity, but misses the shot, as this one's going to roll right down back into the danger zone, as Psych Demon may have made a mistake as this one goes right back out. That was a close call.
Close call, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, does not count in Rocket League.
Well, lucky for them, as now we are past 30 seconds, and again, looking that much more favorable for the Wolves, as this one's going to go right back towards the mid, and we have Captain Romeo with an unfortunate miss there, but Ingerdan playing backup, as the big dog will slow this one down, and now only the time to remain to tick away on this game, again, looking like it's in favor of the Wolves.
And we're almost seeing a repeat of what we saw in that first series, where it's been one team just with all the pressure, with all and really one team that has been just outplaying their opponents. They've been outworking them, out hustling them, and we need to see, the Foxes match up to that intensity, match up to the level of what we're seeing from the Wolves.
Yeah, right now it's just looking like a matter of speed. The Foxes are getting beat to the ball nearly every time. And, it's great to get a 50-50 and make a challenge, but, you really want to start winning some of these, and even off of one of the goals that was scored on them, it came from a lost 50-50 scenario. So you really want to start, being a little bit more speedy. And I know you don't want to risk speed for accuracy, but you're just getting beat to the ball nearly every time. And that's really the big difference maker here, because you can't rely so much on 50-50s. At some point, you really have to start taking control.
Yeah, it's one thing, you do want to be accurate, but you can't be accurate if you don't have any shots to take. And that's the thing, is you do need to make sure you get the possession. If you can overcome some of that with that quantity, if you just keep pressure going, eventually those shots will come. You'll have those quality changes. You'll have those openings. You'll have the chances to slow things down, but you need to be able to get control, and you need to really meet your opponents at it. You cannot just be outworked, outsped, outplayed, as we've seen the Foxes unfortunately have been so far in this series. Hopefully now, in being number 3, they can turn that around. They can flip that switch.
Yep, and it looks like it's about that time to see if the switch will be flipped. Let's put 5 minutes on the clock. Game number 3 starts right now. Psych Demon wins the 50-50 early against Captain Romeo. And now Captain Romeo gets a demo on Rua, leaving an open counterattack opportunity for Johnny, but gets 50'd by Rua, leaving this one down. Still not out of the danger. Captain Romeo puts this down over to the big dog, who will send this over to the side where it's met by Johnny. And now Johnny, using the limited amount of boost they have to try and set up a pass play, but Rua will not have it, as Ingerdan will come up and hit that one right back down, leaving an opportunity for Captain Romeo, who was looking for a demolition but found none.
And so far, a lot more evenly matched here in the early going. Both teams still looking for that first shot. Pressure on here for the Foxes. Rua off the corner center, but his teammates already back on that. No one in position to receive, but the aggressive plays. This one gonna go in, and will Psych Demon strikes first.
Now, Psych Demon had a little bit of a psych play right here. This was a really good read. You can already see Ingerdan kind of take off a little prematurely, went straight up into the sky, and we're seeing Psych Demon just kind of, I guess, read that right in time in order to get somewhat of a ground pitch and literally just have a roller, a grounder, just go right on in and take advantage of that little bit of, I guess you want to say, a little bit over aggression coming from Ingerdan. and just was able to get a nice simple goal and make it 1-0.
Yeah, in those kind of situations where you really almost are one-on-one with the defender, it's always relevant to try to make it so that your opponent is the one who has to make that decision first. Have them move first, have them commit, and then force them to have made that wrong decision. You can't always rely on just trying to beat them. If you can have that mentality, if you can have that patience to really wait until your opponent has to make a decision, let them make it, and then force them to be wrong.
And unfortunately, the Foxes had another scoring opportunity, but they bumped each other. They got in each other's way. And now Johnny gets a demo on Psych Demon and a double commit. Coming out from the Foxes could have been costly, but luckily they got away with that one. And now Captain Romeo with a demo puts down the big dog. And now this one will go over to Johnny again, who sends this back into the Fox half, going out of the corner. And a nice touch from Johnny puts this towards the mid as Captain Romeo is going to go up against Rua, who gets the save, but it's not out of the danger until finally Psych Demon meets again with Captain Romeo. And now Ingerdan looking to put this one up towards the middle. And it's the big dog who gets what could have been a very bad mistouch.
And it does seem like Big Dog is a player who's almost kind of been, in at times, almost kind of just doing their work in secret. It's a name I don't feel like we've called as much as their teammates, but it's not because they haven't, it's been those small things. We haven't seen the big plays, but you don't need big plays, but a big play here for Psych Demon as just the back half abandoned by the Wolves.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty decent pass coming from Ingerdan. I just don't think they were ready for it. Like, that came out, I don't think anybody really expected that pass. So when it did come out, they see the open opportunity, their eyes get wide, and they're like, oh my goodness, we have the open opportunity. But then they just got a little bit too overzealous, missed the shot, ended up whiffing, and then leaving an opportunity for Psych Demon to make a more accurate shot with a wide open net. So again, it was Psych Demon just capitalizing on a mistake made by the Wolves.
2 minutes remaining in this third game. Ingerdan, shot on, handled by Psych Demon, follow up. Still, but now the long outlet met by Johnny.
Psych Demon once again in the midfield trying to cause some trouble here, but it's actually looking pretty good for the Foxes right now. I don't want to have any Cassis curse. Thank goodness Rua was there to hold their own in the net there, but as we hit the 1 minute 30, they still have not just the leading goal, but the insurance on top as Rua will now take control here. What a nice swish and flicks, getting over the opposition, and is met again by Ingerdan, but now Psych Demon with a pass, going out towards the mid. It's the big dog who goes slightly off target with a missed pass and a missed scoring opportunity.
And what really in this game feels like the big difference is bandits. You're talking about speed. We haven't been seeing the Foxes consistently being beat to the ball. They have not been, just how about they've been able to get their first. They've been able to get these chances that they just straight up did not have in the first two games, and it's still been, relatively close, a 2-goal game late, but it hasn't been this one-sided affair that Game 2 definitely was.
No, it's looking a lot better for the Foxes, but I will have to say I'm still seeing too many double commits, for my taste. There's just too much going on. I need to see more communication. You need to call, I got it, whatever it is that you have to do. But if you don't, Ingerdan will definitely take advantage here and capitalize on the mispositioning as Ingerdan just literally comes in full speed, reading the waterfall, and now they are back within just under 30 seconds.
Yeah, Psych Demon just hesitated on that, unsure about where that ball would wind up, and that hesitation allows for Ingerdan to have that clean shot. And it's one of the things where it seemed like they had better, but it's still not gone. You need to try to eliminate that hesitation. Yes, this is that Foundation League. You will probably expect to see a bit more of that. That's one of the big things that, we should work out in this Foundation League to work at, is trying to eliminate that hesitation, because that is the kind of thing that will allow you to climb the ranks and move up into the higher leagues in future seasons.
And now with the clock expired, it will be the Foxes who finish strong and take a win here in game number 3. The series is still on the line. No sweeps here.
No, in the 2-1 series, the Foxes really come out better. They only did put on 3 shots compared to the 5 for the Wolves, but it was quality over quantity here, as able to get 2 of those 3 in, both of them coming from Psych Demon.
Yeah, and what we're seeing here is that the Wolves are not a perfect team. That's what we're getting. In the first 2 games, the Wolves were absolutely dominant, but they made their mistakes. What it comes down to is the Foxes being able to take advantage of those mistakes. And that's what Psych Demon did for the Foxes here in game number 2. Notice that Psych Demon was a little bit more patient and was able to read the play, let it unfold, and then take advantage. Because the Wolves, they have been making mistakes, maybe not as much as I've seen come from the Foxes, because the double commits, are a little bit for concern. But the Foxes were taking advantage of the small amount of mistakes that the Wolves made, because once again, like you said, it was more quality over the quantity. The Wolves had the quantity; they had the higher shot count. I mean, it was only by 2, but it was still the higher shot count. What it came down to was making sure the shots that you took counted, and that's what Sight Demon and the Foxes did. They need to keep that up. They need to keep it going, as now we have an opportunity for a real series difference, going into game number 4. They now have a win on the board and a 2-1 overall scoreline.
They have the momentum in their favor now. They need to try to keep that going, turn that into another victory, force game 5 to be winner take all for the series.
And now Inger Dan, as we are already underway, will send this one back towards the midfield, and a 50-50 from Romeo and Arua will send this towards the danger as Big Dog spikes straight into the wall there, and now going right back down, a 50 off of Big Dog towards Johnny, and a blazing laser 50-50 going off the side, and met again by Captain Romeo, looking for a midfield pass, but no teammate to follow it up. It will go by the wayside.
Inger Dan taking this to the net himself. What a play to open things up here in game number 4.
I don't know. I think Inger Dan may be playing some 1v1s on the side right there, because that solo play was great. Not only did they get past 1, not 2, but they got past 3 defenders just on the mechanics alone. Inger Dan's been playing some 1v1 in their spare time. That was just a beautiful display of mechanics. And, hopefully they can keep that going, because sometimes you can't rely on your teammates to deliver you a pass. Sometimes you got to get it done yourself.
A bit of a mistouch here, but a nice response. The defense standing strong, getting that long clear out. Big Dog blocked by Romeo, and Johnny try and just be patient here. Keep this one in possession. Big Dog will boom this down, but the defense on the counterattack, just completely taking the next man out of the play with those bumps.
Now Big Dog taking this out to the side, meets the 50-50, but the opposition did not get there in time. Now Captain Romeo sending this back towards the midfield. Now they had 2 defenders go up at the same time, but it pays off as the Big Dog, correct me if I'm wrong, ends up on the board for the first time in the series, tying it up at 1-1.
I think so. Really just putting in your crossbar down, perfect shot placement, and perfectly tied up 1-1 here in game number 4. Big Dog working on Inger Dan, off the backboard, dropping down, getting another chance. Won't put it on target, but will keep it close for a potential chance for a teammate.
I really like how the Foxes are really working the zone here. Like they're really keeping the Wolves checked almost on their side. Like they had control of the corner. They just now let it go. Before a good period there, they were keeping the Wolves on their heels. They were keeping them within their own side, keeping them contained, and really putting the pressure on. And I think they need to get back to that. And they also showed a pretty good amount of defensive rotation as they're able to get in the right place at the right time in order to capitalize. But also, the Wolves are going to be hard to get past on the defense as well.
Definitely, Big Dog trying to get something going through that defense. Won't be able to hear Rua off the side wall. Quickly met the other way. Big Dog will have to chase this down. And it's really turning to a bit more of a midfield game now. We're not seeing as much end-to-end. It's being won in these midfield battles.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but as you get, higher up, towards like the Masters Leagues and the Premier Leagues, that's where most of the gameplay takes place, is at the midfield. So I'm not surprised at all that now that they're starting to adapt to each other's play styles and they're starting to be able to read each other, most of the things that happen are going to happen at the midfield. That's where most of the plays are made, and I think that's just what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of adaptation, and we're going to see a lot more plays unfold, as it will be Psych Demon who reads the pass coming off of the glass over from Big Dog. What a play to take the lead away 2-1.
And just a perfect pass, the entire net to shoot at for Psych Demon. Not gonna miss those, but that pass set it all up.
And I'm glad we're starting to see Big Dog show out in a major way here, coming in clutch. Because like you said earlier, we haven't seen much from Big Dog. But boy, when Big Dog starts to bite, they bite hard. As they are able to get, 2 goals on the board for their team. One being a goal, the other being assist. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Yeah, I think they might have heard me on that and really have come alive. They've been the difference maker in this game number 4.
Now coming off the backboard, and a miss there from Ruwa, leaving one defender in the net. And luckily, Psych Demon stepped up to the task to play a little bit of defense there, holding off the danger just momentarily as a midfield cross comes by. But it's Ruwa who puts their life on the line to get the save to clear it away.
Bit of a double commit offensively, folks. Engerdan and Johnny trying one, but this one just not able to be tucked in. Very, very difficult angle. But Captain Romeo off the back wall. Final minute upon us here in Game 4. Engerdan with the shot handled by Psych Demon. Johnny will just send it across. And so far, I'm sorry.
What I was going to say is that right now, if you're the Foxes, you literally have the control. You have control of the game. All you need now is control of the ball. You know what you have to do. The opposition right now is thinking that they absolutely need to score, and the clock is against them. You don't want to risk anything, but at the same time, you don't want to let anything go by either. But hang on. There was the opportunity, and now Captain Romeo taking it themselves. I could be mistaken, but I think I saw a little bit of bump play going on on the net there. That was Engerdan getting in the way and maybe causing a mishap in the defensive rotation.
Really just opening up the net. You had the defender closing in, getting in position, but Engerdan just cutting him off on that rotation, cutting him off and making sure that he cannot get into position, bumping him out of the net and really just solidifying that open net.
And now the ball is going to drop down. Another shot on target, but it's going to be the Big Dog who's going to clear this one away. Nice follow-up touch there to get past the defender, keeping it on the ground. And what looked like a little mishap here, going off the backboard. Last chance, opportunity. It goes up and comes right back down. And guess what? For the first time in the first 2 series, we have overtime.
First time tonight, but will not be the last time this season. Engerdan to send this one in overtime. Who will take this game number 4? Who will get that win on the board? Johnny forcing it through Ruwa. Yeah, Ruwa off to the side.
Here comes Captain Romeo with a nice touch out to the corner. And now followed up. Here comes Ruwa, sending this one into the corner with another follow-up touch. It's on target. They take game number 4, and now the series is all tied up at 2 apiece.
And just Ruwa there, we see a bit of hesitation on the wall by Engerdan. Ruwa able to capitalize that, able to find the angle, find the goal, find the win.
What's crazy is that, literally we've said this already once tonight, it's the pass plays that win the games. And, they surely did, because we see the assist coming from the Foxes. They had 2 responsible for, 2 of the goals out of their 3. But I gotta say, I think the solo plays really came in clutch in that, because we've seen solo plays develop on both sides of the ball. And even though it was the assists, coming from the Foxes that made a huge contribution, it was that last solo play coming from Ruwa that made me stop and pause for a second. And then you look at the shot count, exactly the same. Coming from the Foxes and the Wolves, they both have 5 shots on target. And then the Foxes only had to recover 1 save. That was nearly too close to call, even showing just how intense these Foundation League games can be.
And this sets up a game number 5 for the series. Both of these teams on 2 victories, trying to get that series win to start things off on the season. And after going down 0-2, Fox is trying to pull off what effectively is a reverse sweep, and momentum entirely on their side now.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I'm definitely feeling the energy now. I hope everybody in the chat is as well. Let's hear it for your teams. If you're rooting for the Foxes, let us know. If you're rooting for the Wolves, let us know who will end up victorious as we head into game number 5, all evened in the series scoreline. This is where it comes down to one more game to go. Who will take the series? Put 5 minutes on the clock. Game number 5 is on the way.
All comes down to this, big dog. Ingerdam will get the save on that and transition into offense. Cut off by Rua. Johnny. Fast one, but Big Dog is there looking to find a teammate instead. Captain Romeo out, but only as far as Big Dog. Past one, looking to get past the second, won't be able to.
And right now, we're looking all just about even. We are, and that's exactly what we have. We're tied up in the series scoreline, 2 apiece, and now we're just seeing so much respect being shown for both of these teams right now. Nobody wants to make the first mistake. Nobody wants to give the first goal away. We're seeing a lot of respect being shown. No one overstepping any bounds whatsoever. But now Rua looking to get a pass play towards the mid as Dan will send this one to the midfield. A nice follow-up from Psych Demon, and a double commit will clear the ball away, but could cause a stir in defensive rotation as Dan is going to send this one back to the Foxes.
And we've seen this a couple times for the Foxes where there are these opportunities. And I'll get back to that later, though, is Dan shutting me up.
This was just honestly good shot selection. Like, you're looking at shot placement as well. Again, just a nice, solid touch. Not everything has to be, overcomplicated. Just put the ball on target and see what falls. Just like that one, the defender just couldn't get up to answer the call, and now it's 1-0. Once again, in favor of the Wolves, as we've seen, historically into the series, when the Wolves end up on the board first, they kind of have a tendency to run away from it. So the Foxes really need to answer back if they want to try and regain some momentum.
And something that will help the answer back is something that I was trying to say before I got so rudely interrupted there by Dan was we've had these chances where you see these mistakes being made and the 2 players back do not push up. And that's one of the things we're seeing at times is under-aggression from the Foxes. It seems like the communication is you need to be more aware of when these mistakes are happening and be ready to immediately just push off of them and to use that as a way to, it's okay to send players up when there's the chance to do so, when the time is right, and you need to recognize when those times are.
Yeah, and again, that's something we saw from the very beginning. We saw the Foxes double commit one too many times, and the question of communication was brought up, and it makes you really think that maybe they aren't communicating as well as they should. But now that they're putting their foot on the gas a little bit, and I'm hoping they're going to talk it up more, because the faster you go, the better communication that you're going to need in order to pull off these fast-paced plays. Now Big Dog, once again, trying to get something solo happening, but with no boost to work with, makes it look that much more difficult. And now a screamer coming off the side as it's going to be Rua who sends this one up high, and now Johnny with the answer, and again touched off of Captain Romeo there at the end, but a cross pass here leaving it down, but Big Dog did not get up in time. It will be cleared away by Dan.
Dan is trying to buy some time on the side wall. Instead, Rua quickly along to the back wall, passing this one out. Psych Demon up for it. 2 defenders collapse on, pushing it to his side, and Big Dog taking their time to get to the ball.
And honestly, to me, it'd be a better thing to take your time. They have the goal lead. Now, granted, it is only 1 goal. You don't want to, rest your hat on that. But at the same time, what we've seen earlier, especially from one of the Foxes' wins, it was the quality over the shot over the quantity. So if you have to take your time to get a better touch, or just get a better pass or a better shot, then by all means take your time and make sure that you're taking accurate, good, high percentage shot selection.
Is that shot brushed aside by Big Dog? Trying to keep control here. Taking away Johnny. Trying to force that one through. Won't be able to. And Dan rushing in and scoring to double the lead.
Yep, now 2-0 in favor of the Wolves. And I've said this before, don't get me wrong, and I will say it again, but I think the most underrated shot, the most underrated mechanic in Rocket League is the bounce shot. It's one of the most simplistic shots you can take, but it's so effective. It definitely messes up a defender trying to read the ball when it just jettisons. Like, It just shoots off the ground, and now you're going to try and save a low shot, now turning into a high one. But a high shot follow-up from Psych Demon will be a nice read off the pass from Rua, as they kind of use a little bit of a bounce touch to get this one up high in front of the net, leaving it for a Psych Demon to kind of drop them one right in underneath the crossbar. They are now back in the game and only down 1.
66 seconds left to get that tying goal. Zero trying to tuck that win, was not able to. But the awareness and just the aggression at the right time, we see that third man aggressively pushing up to get that goal, to cut the deficit in half, and to put them in a position here late in Game 5. But time not on their side. There is some left. There is 45 seconds left, but they need that goal.
I think I speak for everyone when I say that we want to see a Game 5 overtime. Let's see if they can make it happen, as this one will go out to the side. A nice swish and flick from Inger Dan, as it's once again met and pushed to the side by Big Dog, and a follow-up from Captain Romeo will put this one up in the middle, but met by Rua. The counterattack once again underway from Inger Dan, puts it on target, and they will get the insurance goal with only 22 seconds left on the clock.
And Psych Demon there just need to quickly turn that, just not able to get up. Bit of a side flip when he was trying to get up for it, I think, and just not able to get there in time.
Ingerdan is really popping off this game. They are responsible for all 3 of the goals so far. But hang on, Captain Romeo will get one indeed. But I have to say, who was this one that got this cheeky bump in the net? Because if that was Ingerdan, then that I would consider that 100% shot participation. No, it was Johnny. It was Johnny. Okay, I was about to say, that cheeky little bump there was just so fun to watch. And now 4-1 for the Wolves. Looks like they're going to be walking away with the series as we get down to the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like they really came out that early. The great job by the Foxes scoring back, taking those games 3 and 4, but just coming up short here in Game 5, dropping it 4-1, dropping that series 3-2, but still an impressive showing here in the opening weekend for both teams.
I couldn't agree more. That was absolutely thoroughly entertaining from start to finish. Like, we've got the chance to see nearly a sweep occur and then nearly a reverse sweep. Like, just true, good old-fashioned, high-pace, high-stakes Rocket League. That was just so fun to watch. Again, just from start to finish. And just watching the back and forth between these two teams really just shows how evenly matched they truly are. And just, it makes me even that much more excited for what Season 12 has left in store for us. But that will be it for the first 2 series, and we're actually going to be bringing more Rocket League to you, but we're also going to be bringing you a new set of casters. It has been an absolute pleasure to be casting with you today, Delta, and once again, my name is Captain Atsoka. It has been an absolute pleasure. We'll be right back with more Minor League Esports brought to you by 8 p.m. Music. Once again, do not go anywhere. Captain's orders.